Hey guys, what's up? I've been using my Sony A7C almost every day for over a year and a half now, and I have it set up just the way I like it. So I thought I'd make a video and show you guys how I set up my Sony A7C for photography. Before we get started, I need to give you a little insight into my workflow because I think it'll really help you understand why I set up my camera the way I did. Alright, so the first thing you need to know is that I only use two exposure modes for photography: aperture priority and manual. That's it. There's nothing wrong with using the other exposure modes, but I've found that I can shoot every scenario using only these two modes. Alright, let's start off by looking at how I set up my custom buttons. Starting at the top of the camera, first, I set my shutter button to start and stop movie recordings. Don't worry, I'll show you where to find that setting later when we get into the menus. By setting the shutter button to start and stop recordings, it frees up the actual record button to be used for other functions. What I do is I set the record button for white balance because you always want to be in control of your white balance. Moving on to the back of the camera, I have the top dial set to aperture. I have the AF on button set to tracking on plus AF on. In my experience, tracking on plus AF on works better than IAF alone. And if you want to autofocus without tracking, I have my shutter button set to focus with a half press. I'll dive into the function menu after I go over the custom buttons. I have the wheel set to shutter speed, I have the left button set to drive mode, and the right button set to ISO. The down button is set to focus area. I'll typically start with my focus area set to wide, but if I'm really trying to pick out a certain subject to focus on, I'll go to zone or center, flexible spot, or expandable flexible spot, whichever works better for the particular circumstances. I have the center button set to focus standard. Now the reason why I set this to focus standard is because it allows me to select and deselect the focus point to be able to adjust its position when I'm in flexible spot or expandable flexible spot. Quick note, if you've used other full-size Sony mirrorless cameras, then the focus standard is not going to behave like you're used to. On a full-size Sony mirrorless camera, when you hit focus standard, it snaps the focus point back to the center of the screen. I have my trash can button set to ISO auto minimum shutter speed. Now this comes into play when I'm shooting in aperture priority mode with my ISO set to auto. I have my lens button set to focus hold for no reason other than that's the default setting. I'm not really a big lens button user, so I haven't given it much thought as to what to put there. Alright, now that we've gone through the custom buttons, let's dive into the function menu. Going from left to right, top to bottom, I have APS-C mode. This is set to off 99% of the time, but on rare occasions, I need to punch in on a subject that's super far away, and going to APS-C mode will turn my 200mm lens into a 300mm lens. Next, I have focus mode. I'm in AFC most of the time, but I will switch into manual focus or AFS when needed. Face eye priority in AF. I usually have this set to on since I'm often shooting people, but say I'm shooting some architecture and there are some people in the foreground that I don't want to be the focus of the image. I'll turn face eye priority off so the camera won't focus on them. Subject detection is pretty self-explanatory. AF tracking sensitivity, I usually have this set to 1 or locked on. I typically don't want the camera choosing when to shift from a subject. I want to be in control of that at all times. Metering mode. I'll frequently switch between wide, spot, and highlight metering modes, but I'd say that I'm in wide majority of the time. It really depends on what the main subject of your photo is. Face priority in multi-metering mode. This is pretty self-explanatory as well. Picture profile. Even though this is more of a video setting, I have it in my stills function because if you have a picture profile on when you're shooting a video and switch to stills mode, your camera will still have the picture profile enabled. So it's here just so I can disable it. I shoot RAW, so the picture profile wouldn't change the image anyway, but it will change what you see on your LCD or in your EVF. Silent shooting. I use silent shooting a lot when I'm trying to do some discreet street photography, or if I'm shooting photos at a quiet event like a wedding. Steady shot. Even though I shoot the majority of my images handheld with steady shot on, I will occasionally turn steady shot off when I'm locked off on a tripod. Zebra level. I use zebras as one of my main tools to make sure I'm getting the correct exposure. If you shoot RAW, you can actually set your zebras higher than 100%. As you can see, I have my zebra set to 109 plus, Gamma Display Assist. Again, this is another one of those settings that gets carried over if you switch from video. I simply have this here just so I can turn it off. I never use Gamma Assist when shooting stills. Alright, let's dive into the menus. Now, I don't want to bore you to death by going over every single little detail of the menu. Instead, I want to just give you the important information that will help you get set up for photography. First of all, I have my camera set up such that if I hit the menu button, it goes straight into my menu. Now this is great because it's like having a second function menu where I can put even more settings that I frequently need. I pretty much never have to go into the actual menu. Almost everything that I need I can get from my function menu or my menu. In my menu, I have monitor brightness, finder frame rate, which I like to set to high when I'm shooting action, raw file type. Now I generally shoot uncompressed raw unless I'm shooting action, where I'll drop to compressed raw so I can get the absolute highest frame rates. HDMI settings, file format, and record settings. I use these for video, so I'll skip those for now. Peaking setting. Peaking is super useful for manual focusing. I'll go in here to adjust the strength of the peaking depending on what I'm shooting. Sometimes the strength can be set too high, which makes it really hard to see what you have in focus. Interval shooting. I do a lot of interval shooting for time lapses, so I like to have quick access to it. Bracket settings. I also do a good amount of bracketing, so that lives in my menu as well. And at the bottom of the list, I have format. I'm constantly formatting my cards, but I don't want to do it accidentally, so that's why it lives at the very bottom of the list. Alright, let's jump over to tab 1, page 1. File format, I set to RAW. RAW file type, we already talked about. JPEG quality. I don't shoot JPEG, but if I did, I would make this extra fine. JPEG image size, large, aspect ratio. The image sensor has a 3:2 aspect ratio, so I would suggest leaving this to 3:2 to keep all of your pixels. RAW shooters, you don't really have to worry about this because your images will retain the 3:2 aspect ratio regardless. APS-C mode we already talked about. Alright, jumping over to tab 1, page 2. Long exposure NR. NR stands for noise reduction. I set this to off because I prefer to do my noise reduction in post. Tab 1, page 4, priority set in AFC. I set this to release to get the highest frame rate possible for shooting action. The autofocus is so good on this camera that I rarely get any autofocus images. Tab 1, page 5. AF illuminator off. AF tracking sensitivity, we already talked about. Aperture drive in AF. I set this to focus priority. AF with shutter, I set to on. Pre-AF. Now this is personal preference, but I hate when my camera is constantly hunting around, so I turn pre-AF off. Tab 1, page 6. Focus frame color. I set this to red because I find it the easiest color to see. Display continuous AF area, set to on. Tab 1, page 8, ISO setting. I like to set the ISO range limit to the standard native ISO values, which are 100 to 51,200 for this camera. Spot metering point. I set this to focus point link. Tab 1, page 13, MF assist, I set to on. Tab 2, page 4, movie with shutter. This is where you can set your shutter button to start or stop movie recordings, but remember that you have to be in video mode. Tab 2, page 5, release without lens. I enable this feature because some lenses don't have contacts and I want to still be able to release the shutter. Tab 2, page 8, live view display, I set to on. Tab 2, page 9, this is where you can set your custom buttons, which I've already gone over. Tab 2, page 10, function of touch focus. I set this to touch focus. Tab 5, page 2, display quality, I set to high. Auto power off temp, I set to high. And touch operation, I set to on. Alright, I know that was a lot to cover, and I know I went pretty fast, but I hope the video was useful for you anyway. If there's anything that you would like me to cover in more detail, make sure you drop a comment down below and let me know. If you just purchased the A7C, then congratulations on picking up an amazing camera. I know you're gonna love it. That's all I have for you guys today. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.